Hi, this is Kristi. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a dragon, or rather a boy who has been turned into a dragon. So this is not quite as difficult to draw as it looks, so go ahead, grab a pencil and paper, follow along, and you can always hit stop or rewind if you think you need a little extra time. But let's get started. So for this drawing, we're going to be using a lot of teardrop shapes. Anybody can draw a teardrop. And let's get started. The first one we're drawing is going to be the body. And so this is a rather large one. It's going to determine the overall size. You don't need to close it up at the top because that is going to provide his neck. All right. Then we're going to add a head. And two more lines coming down a ways to an oval. A little wider on the oval there. You can draw him some nostrils and some eyes. All right. Let's draw a division here. This is going to separate his underbelly from the rest of him. And it's just sort of an S shape. Now on either side there, we're going to draw him some legs, and the legs are going to be sort of a rounded shape here, an oval, and another one over here. And if anything, they'd be a little larger at the top than they are at the bottom. And then from those, you just bring out got stuck there for a second. Bring out a couple of lines and do some nice little frog feet. All right, let's give him some arms. And on this side, we're just going to give him some skinny little arms. Pretty skinny. Just some lines that mimic each other there. And again, kind of do that sort of frog-footed hand. Now on this side, we want to make sure, because we're doing Eustace, that this is a pretty chubby upper arm. So let's go ahead. I'm going to have him just sort of gripping his other hand in concern here. For some reason, I've always enjoyed drawing nervous-looking dragons. So let's... Okay, that could even be a little bit bigger, but we're going to go back there in a minute and put an armband on him. So your armband would be two lines that are arced, and then you're going to want to narrow them down. So you've kind of got his, you can even make it fatter up here where it's puffing out over the band, and then narrower where it's actually digging into his arm. You can go back and clean up your overlapping areas. All right, so this is already starting to look like a dragon. Now, let's go ahead and add some wings. And the wings are just going to be little U shapes that come upward. And you can draw these really big, you can draw them small. I tend to not do too sharp a corner right there. And you just kind of let them gracefully fall down in a little arc. And then draw some more arcs that start up here by what part of the top of his wing, and then fan out, and that's where we're going to put our webbing by drawing connecting curves. And you can go in further and do the same thing, just to give him a little bit of texture in there. All right, now we need to give him a tail or he's not going to counterbalance very well. So this, you can just draw a nice curvy line coming off the back. Maybe give it a little bit of an overlap here at the tip. Mine's a little tall to be on the ground, but it might be lying there behind him. A little high up. But maybe the ground's uneven, so that's okay. All right. Let's do some detail work up here on his head. We're going to do ears that are a little bit similar to the wings. We're going to do a couple of arcs right there, and then some more. These are just going to fan out, and they can go either way, and just draw the connecting webs there. And I always like to draw dragon ears like that. Now, depending on how fierce you want to be, you could give him some teeth, or you could give him a wobbly lower lip. That can be a little bit of fun. Let's try that. He looks a little bit concerned here. I like to do a texture on his stomach, and you've got a couple of choices. I kind of like the lines that go here. Now, take note, right here, so far we've got all of these arcing upward. But right about here, where it's close to us, it's going to start moving away again, so we're going to arc it down. Okay, that's looking pretty good. You can always, if you want to add little ridges down his back, that's another option, or on his tail. Dragons are kind of fun. You can give them some spots. This one may have just blown a little bit of smoke, so we'll have a little something coming up out of his nose there. I don't want to cover up his eyeball. All right. So those are the basics of how you draw a dragon. And might want to give a little shading, especially right here. Give a little shine to that. Pardon. A little shine to that band there. And of course you can always go on and decide where your light is coming from and get some shadows on the opposite side from there. So we'd have some on this side of the body and some over here. Should probably have chosen a lighter pen before I started doing that. And just make sure he's got some weight to him. You can do a nice harder line at the bottom to make him look like he's seated there. And remember that he should be casting a shadow. Yep, I obscured his upper arm there, didn't I? I think I'm going to even make that bulge out a little more. Remember, drawing is not about getting it right the first time. Drawing is about editing and editing and editing until you get it right. And practicing and practicing and practicing until you get it right more often. Okay, I'm starting to like the way that looks. Okay, maybe even give him a little bit of one of those ridges on the top of his head. And yeah, dragons are just, they're fun to decorate. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson and hope to see you again next time.